Hello, Luxies. Welcome back to the Luxury Live Show. Let us know if you're hearing us properly. Of course, we have my co-host, Kat L, on the right side of your screen, but we also have our special guest and super moderator, which you guys all know her already. You guys always interact with her, Clara. She's also with us today. Thank you so much, Clara, for joining us. Okay, let's just get straight into this live stream. Oh, wait, actually, I should actually do some housekeeping. If you're new here, hello. This is a weekly live show that both Kat and I host, but we do it on alternating between my channel and her channel. So next week will be on her channel, and then the following will be back on my channel, and vice versa. If you don't know, we usually come up with some sort of topic at the beginning, usually luxury related. We'll spend some time talking about that topic, and then we'll take questions afterwards. So the latter portion is kind of like Q&A, and it's very interactive. And just a little reminder, if you're new here, that if you have any questions, because usually Clara does that for us, she reminds you guys to make sure to type question marks, like actual question marks, in front of your questions to help us see it. Because otherwise, your comments just keep on flying by. But having said that, let's dive right into today's topic, or I guess today's special episode. We brought in Clara because she scored another amazing bag. I know I already saw some comments and people are like, oh, I hope Amy gets it. I will get it eventually, but it's not me today. It's not me. Today is Clara. She got herself another amazing Hermes bag. And of course, both me and Kat already know what it is. But she's going to be doing, for the very first time online ever, not even on her channel, for the very first time, she's going to reveal, unbox, talk about, I'll just let her share. I'll let her share. So Clara, I'm going to give you the floor now.
Thank you so much, Amy and Kat. Thank you for inviting me to the show. I'm so excited and happy to share this with both of you. I think unboxings are always happier together with friends. So I'm really happy to unbox with Amy and Kat, and obviously the rest of the Luxies. Good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Clara. So today I'm going to show you what I picked up from the Hermes shop, and it is a part of my journey, or whatever you want to call it whatever you want. But I am super happy. I can say that I was happier second time round than the first time round. Yeah, we'll get a bit more into that. And if you're into Hermes and you're into everything about Hermes, please stay on. But if you're not into Hermes, then we'll give you 30 seconds to go find something else. But if you're here for Hermes and for the Hermes journey, let's get started.
Yes, I should probably remove myself
Could we
and
shrink
Kat,
this?
right? Just for the unboxing part, since the box is pretty wide.
Yeah.
So Kat and myself.
All right, excuse the messy background. So here is the box. And before I unbox it, I'd just like to give you guys like maybe 30 seconds to guess what I want. To guess what I got. Which bag, what size, color, and hardware. So while I'm unboxing this, maybe some of you can try to guess what I got. So here is the box. I've already taken off the ribbon. So all right. And obviously I've already unboxed this because I've done an unboxing, which I will show later on my channel. I just haven't had time to edit it because it's just been so crazy. Here's all the ribbons. And by the way, I saw some people do some pretty creative things with this. Some people use these as shoelaces. It was really cool. So here is the packaging. Cat screaming. Gold and gold. I see 2424. I see a K25 Sally Etoupe. Yeah, so this is my second bag. So there is and obviously it comes in the dust bag, and then it's got a bunch of accessories, which we can discuss more on my channel later. Will be on my channel. And just put away the box. The box is so big. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna add Kat because I feel like she's gonna scream on screen. It's gonna add to the excitement, okay?
So Kat is
I'm just being annoying. I'm like,
you know what? Actually, Kat did see the actual real unboxing because when I came home that night, I called Kat and then, you know, she saw me go crazy. Okay, so you'll see me go much crazier on my unboxing video, which we can see later. I'm not as composed in that video, so I'm a bit calmer now, but I'm still like flushing. So I got like a bunch of B25, K25. So yes, so all right.
are you screaming?
So a bunch of
What is it?
gold and black and does anyone know what this color is?
She's so mean.
All right. Okay, let's just kind of get this over with. Okay, it's on my table. I need to stabilize it. I don't want to drop my handbag on this live. I'll be like, oh, I scratched it. That would be so funny. No, it wouldn't be. Anyways, so here it is.
People are guessing. It's
Joe Overjoy got it right. Sorry, it looks a bit messy. Okay, so this is.
Oh my gosh, it looks so different on camera.
Yeah, you can never get the color really
that.
right. But this is the Kelly 25 in the Etten color with the gold hardware in Togo leather. So so here we go, and you can see I already put the strap on it. So yeah, so this is, and for those of you who know I have a Birkin 25, I can take this for my coffee runs now because look, I have an arm bag. As much as I love the Birkin 25, at least this will give me an arm bag, right? So, and yeah, I can even like.
Oh my god, we all need a Kelly.
I'm so excited. It's so beautiful.
I'm texting my essay right now. Get me my bag.
I know.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm super happy about this. I think I was happier about this one than the Birkin the first time round. But yeah, so this is what it looks like unhinged.
The color, oh my gosh.
The color is so different, you know.
The
when I
dark
saw
gray
it on
against
that
the
night
gold.
that you got it, it was darker. It almost has a green undertone, but now it just looks straight up gray. I mean, of course, the camera, right? But it just.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
can
how
sort
it
of see
shows
the
on
green.
camera. It's never really accurate. It's kind of a gray, green, brown, got a bit of tan in it, but like under different lighting, it will look slightly different colors. So yeah.
Oh my god!
Congratulations!
Congratulations,
That's a
everybody!
beautiful
Wish
bag.
them congratulations!
Thank you. I'm so happy to get this, and it was a lot earlier than I expected too. So
Tell the story. How did you do it? What happened? It turned out such a sudden. It was so sudden, right?
Yeah, so I think a lot of you have been following me on my journey on Hermes. So I first started off with the Birkin 25, which I received in November. And then I've just been going back to Hermes regularly. Not so much with the bag in mind, to be honest. Given my first encounter with Hermes, I became very interested in some of their other items, and then I just visited them from time to time. So I'm a bit of a shopaholic, so I do go brand to brand. So some of you know I'm really into Chanel like Amy. I'm also into LV like Kat, and then I also shop various other brands. So where I work, is so dangerous. I'm like surrounded. Like I work in an area that's like I pass by these shops every day. Okay, lunch, morning, after work, and so as a part of regular day to day, I will pass by the Hermes shop, and sometimes I'll go in and I'll be interested to look at different things and items. And so if some of you are on my channel, you know that I've been really interested in their shoes. And then obviously other things like ready to wear, fine jewelry. So I know this bag is more about channel, like more about bags and some fashion. But, if people have been following me on Chanel, I'm like huge fan. I love everything, like from jewelry to ready to wear, bags, everything. And then Hermes also, is a fashion house, and it's a different aesthetic. It's more about high quality. It's a more sophisticated, simple, elegant type of look. So, I've gone in from time to time, and and after a couple months, my essay asking me, what's on your wish list. So I gave her my wish list, which included the Kelly 25. And as I already have the Birkin 25, obviously the next progression would be the Kelly. So I asked for Kelly 25, and she said, oh, it's going to take a while because Kelly 25 has very limited stock. So I understood that. And then I think recently, 2 weeks ago, I have a girlfriend, and she has recently started also on Hermes, and we've been, talking back and forth, just like how we talk with you, as friends about, how she wants to get a Kelly. And she texted me and said she got her Kelly 28 Cellier in a black and gold, and she was also offered a Kelly 25. And so I thought, wow, that's pretty amazing that they have stock. Okay. And she was offered the two. And I thought, well, if they have stock now, maybe I should just ask them. So I texted my essay and said, hey, I want to further clarify my dream bag, because before I was a bit like Kelly 25 neutral. I wasn't very specific. So after that, I did some research and I found that I really love this color. So I said, okay, Kelly 25 in either a 10 or green mouillette, gold hardware, return style. And then I gave her some other colors like pink, because I'm like basically a pink lover. So yeah, so and then she said, oh, we've had some new inventory come in. Why don't you come in on Thursday? I think I texted her. I can't remember which day I texted her. It was the same week. And I said, great, I'll come in on Thursday, the day you're in, just to look at what some of the new inventory is. So I went in and she showed me several items. And obviously I bought the Calvi, which has already been revealed on my channel. And then after that, she said, hold a sec, I have something more for you. And then she escorted me to the room where they usually give you a bag. Excuse me. And then inside, she brought out this bag, and oh my goodness, I was like, it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted. And she was really nice. She explained to me I picked the gray color instead of the pink because it's your first Kelly, so it's better to get a neutral to go with everything. And then in the future, if you want future bags, you can get like a pop color, but at least you have a neutral to go with everything. Because she knows this is my first Kelly. So yeah, that's like in like very short, term. So it's now May, June, so it's about 6 months apart. Yeah, so I was actually planning on Christmas, but gosh, like if there was stock, then it just made sense for me to ask instead of like waiting until I went in again in 3 weeks time, because I think they just got a fresh shipment. Maybe I'm not sure how it works, but since my friend was offered, I thought, oh, maybe I should at least try, and you should ask. Yeah, and the worst case scenario is they can say no, right? There's nothing to lose. Like, so yeah, so that is the simple story. Yeah.
Wow, that is an amazing story. But it actually makes a lot of sense, and it because they just got stocking. Because Kat and I have always told you guys that it depends if you're there at the right time. If it's basically, if they have stock, I don't see why they wouldn't offer it to you if you're already there. Like if you already have been a client for a long time, you've been buying things, you've been showing up, you've been loyal, why wouldn't they offer it to you, right? So it's so helpful that you have a friend that was able to, I guess you guys were able to share that they just had stock. So that's pretty amazing too. Wow.
Yeah, so it helped, that I had her, and I also knew a couple other girls that happened to also get their bags around the same time. So I think that I'm not sure how the shipping works or how they do the shipping. I'm no expert, but just based on a couple of friends that I know that actually are trying to score a bag, they all got their bags, most of them, within the past 2 weeks. So yeah, basically, like if you're in Hong Kong, don't go to your SA and say everybody got a bag. But basically, a few of my close acquaintances were going after some pretty hot bags. Obviously they do appreciate the brand, and they've been, on this journey for a bit of time. It wasn't like, they just kind of like, did what I did the first time, just kind of walked in and expected a bag, because that just doesn't happen in Asia. So, but by doing it this way, I do have a newfound appreciation for everything they produce other than bags. So, but it's the same for Chanel. When I first went into Chanel, I started with the bags, but now I have like everything from like fine jewelry. I have their jackets, I have their shoes, I have watches from them. So yeah, so it's really about appreciating the brand and, understanding the history, the workmanship, and the details. And yeah, to me, Hermes is like a piece of art, really. It really is a piece of art. I can't say that for all my Chanel bags, but my Hermes bags, they're really like a really nice piece of art, mainly because of the beautiful leather and the workmanship. I mean, look at this color. Oh my goodness.
I know.
Well,
I want it. Screenshot and I'm gonna send it to my essay. He was like, "Get away from me."
So, yeah.
But what you said just now, like, is very important, because we don't know who's watching today. Like, if there's any people in Hong Kong watching, please don't go to the essay and say that I know somebody got. Just do it naturally, right? Just ask if there's any stock available, because I don't think they like it. Like, the essays like it, like, feel pressure because, oh, my friend got a bag, Clara got a bag. I know somebody named Clara got a bag.
Yeah, so don't do that. Please don't do that. I didn't do that because I didn't go to my essay and say, why did so-and-so get a bag? I mean, I think we've discussed on this channel, like the way to achieve a bag is different across countries, is different by essay. It's, it also depends on stock, like if there's no stock, there's no stock, right? Yeah. You can't force it, It's like when I went to a restaurant one day, side story, this lady wanted a certain type of bread and the restaurant didn't have the exact type of bread she wanted. And she got so upset, but like, if they just didn't have that bread, they didn't like, just didn't have to make like a whole scene and go nuts and stuff like that. So, again, everybody's kind of path and journey, everybody's lives, everybody's circumstance, everybody's, day to day is very, very different. That's just life, like nobody said life would be fair. So you give, you take, but hopefully in the end, just try to keep a peaceful and happy mind, and don't get upset, and don't, it's not worth getting upset for your health, which is more important. It should be, try to keep calm, be happy. There's a lot about life to be happy for other than just the bag. I mean, I'm happy about the bag, but there are many things in life that are worth so much more than this bag. So,
wow, good one.
For
How did you
sure.
feel? How did you feel when they brought you to the room? What was your heart like?
yeah, so I don't know how it works in other countries, but it's like a large room with a large sliding door. So they have various rooms. You go in, there's like a couple of sofas, there's like a full-length mirror. But, when they've taken you to the room, like they're going to give you something special. I mean, at Chanel, they've done that for me for certain bags too, but it was like the changing room. So, because if they're going to give you something special, it's not like the Hermes way. They kind of say, oh, come with me. This bag is like so hot. Like they take you into the changing room, but Hermes is like, they have an actual room to like give you the bag. It's like an experience, it's an experience. It's one of the things you get to experience if you buy the bag from the store. I mean, you could go through reseller. That's also absolutely fine. But, the store experiences, they bring you to the room. And, I was just kind of like, and, this is my second bag. And they always say the first bag, they don't always give you what you want. So I was really hoping that this bag would be exactly to the T what I wanted. And I did get exactly to the T what I wanted. And just to add on, she told me, they just got this bag. She said if I asked her a couple weeks back, she would have nothing to offer me. So sometimes it's based on the supply too.
Yeah. I think for me as well, like when I got my Birkin, I think it's the same, like right time, right place over the weekend. Because my call was on Monday. So it probably over the weekend, stock arrived. So right time, right place is like, okay, there's something here. And yeah, you're right. That feeling of just like getting the call and like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah, so in this case, there wasn't even a call. She just said, hey, I have something for you. Come with me. So she didn't even text me this time. So yeah, but I was really, really happy because I gave her, she was super fast. Oh my God. I pretty much told her my exact what I wanted, like early in the morning, like super early. And I got the bag by 6 p.m.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I was just, oh my gosh. Like, like Kat said, it's like, what I asked for, they just happened to have. So, because previously I was just like K25 neutral, whatever, right? It's very, as you know, with Hermes, you don't always get what you want. So you need to give them a lot to choose from. But the fact that she was able to fulfill it within like same day was purely because they had the exact thing that I was looking for. Yeah.
So Clara, you mentioned that this time around you are like really, really, like really happy about your second bag. So aside from the fact that she gave you your exact specs, what are the main, I guess, like what is the difference between your first experience, like with your first bag, and your second, aside from the fact that you got exactly what you wanted? Like, was the stress level different? Like what is it that differentiates the two experiences for you?
So the first time, which was last year, because Hermes is really new to me, much like, I know Kat's had like her Birkin 30 and it's probably very new for Amy. So the first time I wasn't really sure what I wanted. I don't have a lot of friends that own an Hermes. Actually, all my close friends, they don't own any Hermes bags. Like I know friends that own it, but like not close friends, not close enough that I can like go to their closet, touch the leather, try it on. Like, so a lot of what I was looking for was through online. So I didn't really know what I was looking for. And when they revealed my Birkin 25 to me, which I have with me right now.
Ah, it's gorgeous.
I didn't know what to expect. And when they unboxed it, it wasn't the exact color or the leather or the hardware I wanted, I was confused. I was just like confused because this is like a Jonathan leather. And I remember texting Kat. I was like, what is this Jonathan? I'm like, yeah, should I take it? Should I reject it? And this color is like, I was expecting black, a 10, gold. And they gave me this, which was beige de Weimar, which is, by the way, like a beautiful color. And I was like, what's this color, right? And it was just, I was just thrown off, right, left. I was like, should I take it? Should I not take it? It was my first bag. I was worried I couldn't get another one. So there was a lot of panic and anxiety. So I think because of that, I was really happy. Definitely, I was really happy, but I also wasn't really sure. It was also my first experience. And also, I didn't really know what it took to take a bag. So there was a lot of anxiety along the way. Whereas with my second bag, I knew, the brand better. So, I had a better appreciation for the brand in terms of, how I want to shop, what I want to shop, the colors, the leathers. The only thing I wasn't really sure about was the size, because I don't know anyone that owns a K25, but I was really, really sure of what I wanted. And because I was really sure and I was really specific and I got what I wanted, that's why I was a lot happier the second time versus the first time, because the first time was a bit of a blur to me. It was a new experience for me. And it's the same for Chanel, because I remember, Amy, you were saying when you got your first bag, you just kind of walked in and just took whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it was still a beautiful bag, right? The reissue, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
So for my Hermes first bag, it felt very similar. I wasn't really sure what I wanted, but I knew it was good. So, and Kat was like, take it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it. And I'm really glad I got this bag, because now I have two neutrals and in two different leathers. Because if I had gotten this in the Togo leather, which is, by the way, still a beautiful leather and I love it, now I get to experience two leathers, which is quite nice. So that's why the second one, sorry to be so long-winded, was so overjoyed, because I got exactly what I wanted, and I knew more about what I was doing, because I know the brand and I understand the brand better. So for any of you out there, if you have friends, who own the bag or whatever, go for a coffee, like, have a lunch date and just feel the bag. And if they allow you to just carry it, it helps a lot.
Really
The
gossip.
pandemic
And now you have a few.
I can't meet up with people as
right, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
but
so
there's another place to try out bags are reseller shops. But maybe, I'm not sure about other countries. Like in Singapore, there are tons of resellers or consignment shops that have Birkins and Kellys and whatever bags that you want in variety of sizes. So you can actually go to those stores and try it out. Even for me, I actually never saw a Birkin. I've only seen people carry a Birkin 25, and I like the size. I look at it, I'm like, really nice. But for me to actually handle it, I've only handled it once. So it was also an experience. But I know a lot of people that actually go to reseller shops and they just test it out there, and they test the leather. So you know what, Clara? Now you have three or four of the leathers already. You have your Lindy, which is Clemence.
The Jonathan, the Togo, and the Mini Evelyn, I believe, is also a Clemence. But I do like the SLGs that I have are in Epsom, but it doesn't really count, because it's like an SLG, right?
So you need an Epsom bag now.
Well, speaking of,
oh my gosh, maybe next year, okay? Back next year for that. The next bag I want to see is Amy's bag, so hopefully the next one is definitely Amy. So
yeah.
Well, we'll open the floor in like a little bit more. I wanted to ask you also, what made you decide on Retourné versus Cellier? And would you consider a Cellier, I guess?
Oh, this was so difficult. I like both. And I researched both to death. So, you know, I did the whole internet search, purse form, and it's very mixed. I would say in general, most people prefer the Cellier because it's a more boxy look. It's more, you know, it looks is undeniably a Kelly because of the boxy look. And then, you know, the Retourne is more relaxed. So, you know, a lot of people say it's much easier to go in and out of this one versus the Cellier. So I wanted something that I could use a lot. So we always talk about cost per wear. So I wanted something I could use more casually and use a lot. Having said that, I don't think it's not possible to use the Cellier casually. I think you can. Maybe you can like put charms or twillies on it to just, you know, make it less serious, or get a less serious color to make it less serious. But I wanted it to be like a very casual bag, and I wanted to be able to get in and out of it easier. By no means is this it is a fussy bag, honestly. You know, you like, I think Cats talk about it before. You need to like, I call it like the knee jerk. You have to kind of like lift your knee a bit. Like you have to like, you need to like do the knee jerk it to like close it, which is a bit annoying, right? But it's okay. It's manageable. Like, you know, I do the slight knee jerk. So if you have a slight hip imbalance, this bag is not for you. Okay. So, so yeah, so that was one thing. The second thing is people say the Cellier, the corners are really easy to bump against. So I just wanted something a bit more casual. Plus, because the 25 is actually a lot smaller than I pictured. So on pictures, I don't know if Isabel's on here. She has like an Isabel 25. It looks like so good on her, the Magnolia. So it looks really good against her. But when I picked up this bag, I felt, oh, this is like a little smaller than I thought. But because it is smaller, it's like good day to night. But it is a little smaller than I thought. So the capacity, I think, would be even smaller for the Cellier. So I think that this, first of all, is easier to get in and out of. The capacity is slightly bigger, is a bit more casual. So that, say, if, you know, I wanted to go wearing like, you know, leggings and a t-shirt, like I could still do this. You know, obviously I'm not probably going to do that. I would just use my Prada bag because I just throw that everywhere. But I could be flexible to do that. But it's mainly because of that and because it's my first one. If I was to only have one, I might do Cellier. Yeah, but then I think I would end up getting the Retourne anyways. So I do plan on getting the Cellier, but I probably would get it in a bigger size just because of the capacity issues. And I think it's good to have different sizes. So if I was to get it again in the 25, I would get it in a pop of color. And honestly, that bag doesn't probably fit too much, the Cellier in the 25. So I would get it like in a pop color. And then if I get it in the Cellier, I would probably consider to get it in the 28 because I tried the 28 from my friend. And yeah, that's like the downside. After I tried her bag and she took a picture, I was like, oh, okay, this actually looks really good on me. Like it has like a more cool, chic vibe. So my style tends to be like, I can be girly, but I'm not really girly. I'm not that. I have a feminine side, but I think I'm a more like cool than feminine. So I think the slightly bigger, boxier look would go with my style. And especially if I want to use it for like work or something, I think it's a good medium bag and it's like a good, clean, sharp look. I like, you know, when I go to work, I mean, I've been in joggings and t-shirts but I really like going to work looking like really sharp and clean and smart. So I think the stiff edges give it a more chic and smart look, whereas this is a more relaxed look. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now that you
It's
have both,
difficult.
yeah. Now that
Yeah.
you've had both, and I know you've only had your Kelly for a short time. Are you a Kelly or are you Birkin girl? Why?
I haven't been using my, I've only used my Kelly once, and because it's been raining all week in Hong Kong, I brought it the day I had the bag lunch with my girlfriend and I put it like in a grocery bag. So I've only used it once, okay? But I have a feeling I'm a Kelly girl. I'm a Kelly girl. And
So
the
you prefer
reason
knee-jerk versus losing an arm, basically.
Yes, and the reason is because so I picked up my Coco handle in Vancouver, and that was because of Amy and Amy Jo. And I love that bag because I liked it because it had the top handle and the strap. So this type of combo for me is, you know, I'm like a practical person. I like to look nice, but if it's not practical, I'm like, forget it. You know, like life is too short for me to spend like half an hour like arranging an expensive bag that I paid for. Okay, I paid for the bag and I still have to like take care of you. It's like, what the heck? Okay, so so I think I'm a Kelly girl just because I like that. I have the flexibility. Like if I'm going to work and I need to buy a coffee and say I'm texting you or I'm texting Kat, and I'm like, with this, it's just like a struggle. Coffee, it becomes, someone texts me and I'm like, oh, I'll try to text you and I'll try not to spill my coffee on my bag. So, so yeah, I love this bag. I think this is like a really good look. I can't even get it out now. I'm like struggling to get it past my Hermes watch that's in the way. I don't know if I'm gonna scratch the watch or the bag. So
I love that watch. That's the watch I'm gonna tell my essay. I'm like, okay, that's the one.
Wow.
It's like a croc.
Oh, cool.
It's like a croc strap watch. If you want to see more, it's on my channel. So I like the way this looks. If like I'm wearing something more casual, like if you're in shorts, your dad's sandals, t-shirt type of look, I think this looks better. It's more chic and it's more casual.
Yeah.
This is really easy to get into, don't have to do the whole fiddly lock thing and try to look elegant doing it when you're in a rush, So I think the look on this has more casual vibes. But in terms of me, and just because, I'm just someone who walks and moves really quickly, this is just really easy. If I can use the strap, I'll use the strap. Or if I need this, I need this, Obviously, I got to do the knee jerk to get in, but it's okay. So that opens up. And then I got to like go like this. And then I got to like close it again, like, try to look elegant doing it. I probably won't, but yeah, I think I'm a Kelly girl. So I also really like the Salier look. So if there's a next one, it would probably be like a Salier 28 or something like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Next year. Yeah. I don't know.
I have one more question before we open the floor, because I think we have lots of questions from everyone. So if you had to redo it, would you still do Birkin 25, then Kelly 25, or what would you do?
Amy, tempted to change?
No, not me.
Okay.
I'm still pretty sure I want the Birkin 25.
I would still do 25. I think I would have done the Kelly first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I think I would do the Kelly first, but then, I might not have gotten the specs I wanted if I did the Kelly first. So that's also something that, so I'm still happy I got my B25 first. I love it, but like, I really can only use it on days that I'm not using my arms a lot, so I love this bag a lot. I wouldn't give it away for anything. But if I had to do it again, I think I would get the Kelly first. I think I still would have done the 25 first because it's harder. But from a practical standpoint, I think the 28 would be better for my lifestyle because in my job, I work in the financial industry, so I do carry nice bags to work. Well, not all the time. I've been using my Ferrari Lepage a lot because, you know, I just throw that everywhere. And, you know, when I'm on the MTR, I don't have to be like, ooh. So that bag is really good for that. But yeah, for practical purposes, I think the 28 is good for a work bag. But if you're just going to do one and you want something to transition day to night, then the 25 is also very good. Because this one you can also crossbody. So yeah.
Oh my God, look at that smile. That's like...
Okay. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed Clara sharing. There was a lot of insights, or maybe it was more confusing because it made you more confused. But let's go through some of your questions. And I see a lot of like Hermes questions. Oh, actually, this is not a question. From Katie. I scored my first bag today at Kelly 28 Retourné black and gold. Wow, amazing.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Okay, from Danon. How often do you visit your store? And you want to build a relationship, but you don't want to seem desperate. I go once a month myself. But it may be different for you. Like Clara, you don't live, but you work literally close to the stores, right? To the shopping center. So how often do you go?
Yeah, so I'm very planned before I go to Hermes. I usually have something in mind. So I usually go every 6 to 8 weeks. So often enough that they remember you, but you know, I don't want to be going in too much because, you know, that's their job. You don't want to like take up their time because they could have like actual business to do. You don't want to be, so I would say once every 6 to 8 weeks. You could go more often if you feel they don't remember you. But for me, I think a good benchmark is about every 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah.
I'm going every month. I think I am. When I first got my Birkin, it was more often. But now it's about a month, maybe 5 weeks. So, but I think that's...
So I'm the same as Kat. And also Clara made a good point. I also only asked to make the appointment with my SA to visit because I want something, because I had something in mind that I wanted to buy. But I also did mention in the past that they don't always have stock. So I also end up browsing everything else too. So I have something in mind that I want to check out, that I want to buy, but I also end up looking at everything else and might end up buying more than what I was looking to buy. So, but yeah, 6 to 8 weeks, I think that's a good.
Yeah, for my first bag, I was going in more often. I think I was going in weekly. That's why I got my bag within a month. So
yeah, that was true. That was fast.
Yeah, my essay's so fast. She's like, oh.
Maybe you guys just like, I know Hong Kong is pretty much like shopping heaven, right? So maybe because the turnaround, like the turnover of things is so fast that they do end up getting more things, which also helps the clients that.
Yeah. It's like Chanel. Chanel gets more stock than Canada. Because I know, like, you know, I remember going back to Canada and I was like, go, you know, stock is really limited. So it depends on the country, the stock, and what the buyer buys. Yeah.
Okay, from Nadine. If I want my second bag, should I continue buying every week and spend 1-to-1 again? I want to get my 2 quarter bags as fast as possible. Pretty sure Clara she covered this question, but like not like the way it was asked. But basically, you want to make it as natural as possible, right? And the spend is so different across the world. Like every boutique and every essay is different. What feedback do you guys have for Nadine?
You know, it's all about the spend, right? So depending on what you were spending on the first bag, it probably could be the same. Could be. I'm just saying could be because we don't know what is the practice in where you are. But I do think if you want it fast, it's a matter of being a more regular customer. So it seems to work, but really depending on where you are, because I don't think they want to. They also want to see you as a continually coming to the store. So if you just keep going every week and then suddenly disappear, I think you're not the kind of customer, clientele that they want. So yeah,
I think Hermes wants the type of people that are very consistent and regular. And that's not just only for Hermes. It's the same for Chanel. Like if you're trying to score a bag from Chanel, if you're like a regular repeat customer, you're consistent, your spending might not be the highest, but they do, I think, I don't know their system, but I feel they do generally appreciate that a lot more. So I think every country is different. It also depends on the stock. So if you could be like spending like crazy every week and then like it's like, sorry, we don't have exactly what you want. So yeah, so I think it depends on your country, your SA, the inventory. So yeah, I don't think there's like a sure answer to that, but I think just being regular and sustainable is the right way to go. And even my essay says, like you can do this slowly. Don't need to be so fast. I mean, she's really fast, but she said, you can just take it easy, just enjoy the things you get, take some time to, have some time to enjoy what you have. So in a way it's good. They only like give you maximum 2 or 3 bags a year. So you have time to really enjoy and appreciate what you buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know where Nadine is from, but I actually was just scrolling the comments now to get to the next question, and I'm seeing a lot of similar questions. I don't have my quota bag yet. I didn't get my offer yet, but I totally believe in trying to be as natural as possible. Like, I know we're all very impatient. We want to reach our goal right away. But these are things that everyone else wants to do too. Like everyone else wants their bag as soon as possible too. It's not just you. So you cannot change the game, and you cannot decide, or you cannot predict how many bags, when they're going to come in, whether it's going to be fast or slow. So just make it as literally, really remind yourself every day. It's very hard. Like even for me, I still don't have an offer yet, but I'm like, when Clara was telling us that she got her bag, I was so happy for her. Like I wouldn't be like unhappy just because she got it and I still haven't gotten it. Like, why would I feel that way, right? It's so different. She's in Hong Kong, I'm in Vancouver. We have different stocks, we have different markets. You just can't force it, basically. And it's easier said than done. I'm trying to do it myself, but you really should buy exactly what you love. And the ratio, because I'm getting a lot of these questions. Let me just move on to the next question. So a lot of people have been asking the similar question to Shanna, like how much did you have to spend on your second? Is it 1-to-1? What did you spend it on? Like, I just feel like these are going to vary from place to place. But yeah, Clara, do you want to share like what kind of things you were buying?
Yeah, so the pre-spend second round for my Kelly, it's like Amy said, it's gonna vary by country, the situation, the stock. So it depends on the size and the color and the availability and how many people are vouching for it. So it's very difficult to answer this question. So I can't remember exactly how much, because I just kind of lost track, because I didn't versus the first time, I just didn't think as much about it. It's like when I go to Chanel and I spend money, I don't always track what I buy to the T, because I just kind of appreciate the brand. So I've kind of gotten to a state where I kind of appreciate the brand enough. Like I have a general sense of how much I spend, but I'm not like tracking it like I did for the Birkin, because I think the way I look at Hermes is shifted a bit more like Chanel. Like I don't track that. I'm sure like someone in the back of the system is like saying, oh, Clara is shopping every month, so if there's a nice bag, we'll offer it to her, or a nice jacket, we'll offer it to her. But like I don't think of it that way. And it's more like if it comes and I get it, that's fine. If I don't, I don't. You know, it's like the really hot bags or like the really hot jackets, you know, sometimes they only get 3 in my size, and sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't. And, you know, that's okay, you know, because like anything Hermes and Chanel, they will always have something good coming out. And if you miss it this round, then next round, you know, they don't, you know, they're a business, and they always surprise me. I'm like, oh, I'm over it. There's nothing else I want from Chanel. And then suddenly, oh, there's something. So it's the same with Hermes bags. You know, these bags, these colors, you know, they all come back in one shape or form. So yeah, I didn't as much, but I would say the depending on the size and the color, the pre-spend, you know, is probably competitive for whatever it is that you're going for.
I think you know what you said about even for Chanel, because I mean, I haven't been shopping at Chanel, and I can honestly tell you, even though they're not, I would say, outright as blatant as doing this kind of like a pre-spend, they do it at the back. So to say, I mean, I'm not defending Hermes in a sense, but I am slightly, because I think all fashion houses do it, right? It's just a little bit more vicious with Hermes because of the bag. But you know, if you want to be a VIP at Chanel, you have to spend. And if you want to get that hot unicorn bag at Chanel, they're not going to offer it to anyone that just walks in. Offer in inverted commas, because you're nobody, right? You got to know your essay. You've got to work with your essay. And when a new season comes in and that hot bag with a handle in this iridescent white comes in, and you walk in and you've never bought anything from anybody, and you say, give me that one bag, they will probably look at you and laugh, honestly, because they would rather work with the VIPs who have spent. So with Hermes, I guess it's the bag, and this pre-spend, the amount really is hard to say what is the amount. Like, how do you know Chanel is going to offer you that iridescent white handle bag? How do you know your essay is going to grab it for you? You probably had to spend a certain amount or be a customer for a long period of time that you are actually offered the bag in a way. So I think an important point to say here is that the pre-spend should be natural. Buy what you want. Buy what you will use. Like for me, I love the blanket that Amy has. Am I going to buy it to add to my
Oh, it's gorgeous.
No, I'm not going to do it because I'm not stupid. It is freaking hot in Singapore.
Yeah, it's too hot in Hong Kong. I would never get that blanket.
Yeah, don't buy just because.
I would. If I lived in Canada, I would totally get it.
Yeah, don't buy just because you want to increase your pre-spend. Buy because you love it. Buy because you'll use it. So I think, Clara, you bought things after your Birkin. Also things that you like, oh my gosh, I like this, I'm going to buy it. So you did it, it became natural.
Yeah, so like even the moccasins I bought, I wear them every day for work. They're so comfortable. And now Amy has a pair. Yeah. I saw Isabel recently unboxed a pair, because we all really enjoy the moccasins. They're really comfortable.
Really really good.
They're really good. And I mean, I have the Princeton Gucci loafers, and they're even better than those. So yeah, only buy what you like and you can use. Don't buy things for the sake of just buying them. It's yeah, go like do something else. Go through the reseller market. Like be sustainable.
That's a really valid point, because you know the reseller route is just as, you know, it's just as good of a way to get your bags if you don't want to like have to buy all these things on the side, right?
Mm.
Because not everyone's gonna like the aesthetic or the products that are offered at Hermes. It is what it is, right? They're not like the Chanel aesthetic or even the LV aesthetic, right? But yeah, for me, everything I bought so far, I am just really, really loving. And my essay he has suggested things that I'm like, oh, maybe not. He has suggested many times different things that I'm like, oh, but it's really not my style. And I just politely decline it, and it's fine. Sometimes he would suggest something and I'd be like, wow, that's really nice. And I just had to get it, right? But yeah, the spend, I'm wondering too, like how far do I have to go myself too? Like how long do I have to keep, at it? But I also haven't really heard anyone getting offers lately. So I'm assuming there hasn't been any stock. But yeah, if you have a friend maybe, or just, if you know people in your area, or just maybe read the purse forum for your city and see if there has been any offers lately, then you can maybe try hinting at your essay that, just like what Clara did, like just wanted to clarify that my wish list bag would have been gray, pink, whatever. I don't know if this is a question from Eileen. Is the color éteint and easy to match? I think it is. Or is she actually saying that it is easy to match? I'm not sure if it's a question or not. I think it's the perfect color. Like it's in between black, but it's still very, very dark.
Lovely. I got shivers when I look at it. I'm like, I want that bag.
Against pink.
Wow.
Against red. Against green.
Oh, it looks good with green, huh?
Oh yeah, because it has that green undertone.
Yeah.
So if you wear like
against orange,
nice green dress. Oh yeah, even orange. Probably because of the hardware.
Against brown, for sure. I think this is like a beautiful dark neutral color. I think aside from black,
I think blue
this is
might
my
not be
second
good.
favorite dark. Blue?
Try blue.
Second.
I just feel like blue might not go. I just have
Let me find something blue.
I don't know. Maybe depends on the shade of blue. I think maybe if the blue has a bit of green in it, I think it will go. But if it was like a straight out blue, like a light blue, maybe not.
Right. Okay.
Let me see if I can find. I'm gonna sneak.
You can find another question while you gonna do that.
So while you do that, let me just go to the next question. Oh, Maria is saying that you guys are twinning on the color.
Yeah, maybe not baby blue. I don't know. But most colors, I think it's still pretty. I think so. I don't know, hard to say. But it's a nice color.
Yeah, I think this will go with most colors, but I think I kind of know what you're talking about.
Thank you, Joy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joe, for your super sticker. Thank you. Okay, I think Joyce has a question. Clara, how many bag options or combos did you provide your essay? Asking and concerned because of that person who gave too many options and said is no longer buying. Oh, what? I think did you give 2 options, or did you actually?
So personally, I gave her the exact combo I wanted. So I told her it's a Kelly 25 return, and then I said either gray or pink. And then I gave her 2 specific grays, which was the Aton, and the other one that I liked was the Gris Moyette. And then I just said pink. I didn't specify what kind of pink. So
hardware?
Yeah. Hardware, I specified gold. So I think the more you can define it, the easier it is for them to source. But then if you make it too narrow, it could be hard for them. So I would say most people, when you need to make a decision on something, there's usually like 3 choices. It's like when my manager asks me for a business case, I usually give them 3 scenarios. So I think something like three different, and then they can play with that. So personally, me, I think like 3 is like good enough, because if you give them too much, they won't remember. It's very hard.
Right.
Like, it's like if someone gave me like 5 choices, I might struggle, but if they gave me 3 choices, it might be easier. Or if they gave me 2, it's an easy. Yeah, just I think it depends, but like just think about, this person is not only getting demands from you, but maybe from hundreds of other customers. So the more, if you give them too much, they just can't remember unless they have like a super memory. So yeah, so personally, I like to stick to about 2 or 3. And generally, I knew what I really wanted, so it wasn't difficult for me to just give her 2 or 3. Yeah.
So, Clara, I never asked you that, but so after you got your first offer, how long did you wait to maybe hint that you wanted, like, what kind of bag for your second one, or did you just wait till you heard about your friend's offer?
Yeah, no, actually along the way I did tell her that I wanted a Kelly 25, but I didn't say it every time. And we do text each other. So in Hong Kong, you can text people, but so it's already in the record, so she can always go back if she wanted to. But I don't mention it every time I go, because I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, I would feel like I'd be annoying. I mean, maybe that's not the case, but maybe I'm just very sensitive. But I feel like I hate being nagged, like I hate being nagged. So I don't want to like nag other people, because I don't like being nagged, so, they probably already know what you want, but probably I would remind them when I felt that I was closer to the bag, then I might mention it. But I think the essays are really good, like at least in Hong Kong, if they feel that you're getting close to a bag, they always ask you, what's your dream bag? They do pop the question once you get close. So I don't know how it works, because there must be a way for them to kind of keep tab on, who's, a good candidate for a bag. So, you mention it once and then you just kind of let it go. And then, after a certain while, you feel like you're ready for the bag, then you can just ask again. Yeah.
So you're really just playing by feel anyway. There's no rules.
Plus, I do think that, I've told her enough times that I really appreciate their bags. She knows that, I'd be interested in a bag, right? So when the timing is right, I think they will either reach out to you, like, how some people get text messages or whatever. Because if you think about it, these SAs each must have like hundreds of clients, how do they keep track of it? So there must be some sort of a system, and I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. There must be some type of CRM where they can kind of track what you've bought, and also, what you are as a customer. They probably have a very sophisticated system so that, maybe they get alerted if like there are certain people. But of course, if you're memorable for them, I think it makes a difference too. So I suspect there's some sort of a system, because honestly, if, I had 200 clients, they all gave me like 20 choices, and yeah, oh my God, I'd be so overwhelmed. I feel overwhelmed just like opening 40 emails a day. Okay. So don't give me like, if I was an essay, like, don't give me like, 20 choices, 400 clients. Oh my God. Like, I think I would quit my job. It's like too much for me. I can't even do my day job, like getting like 60 emails a day. So.
Okay, moving on to Joe. It's so funny. Clara, now that you have ruined my life, should I get a Kelly 25 in gold or étain? I have a Kelly 28 in bleu encre, palladium hardware, and Birkin 25 in Etoupe gold hardware. Is étain too similar to Etoupe?
Okay, let me go get my Etoupe.
Sure.
Give me a second. Maybe the two of you can answer this question first while I go grab my Etoupe bag.
I don't think they look too similar based on, because I haven't seen any on in person, but I've been sort of trying to find images and read about it, I don't think they're too similar. I feel like Etoupe is definitely darker. Etoupe seems more
Warm.
Etoupe looks like your Birkin, isn't it? A little bit more.
My Birkin.
Okay.
No, not your Clara's Birkin, right?
A little bit.
So here's the Eton. Here's the Etoupe.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to bring up my beige, the Weimar. Oh. Sorry, my headpiece just fell off. So there's the beige and here's the Etoupe.
Oh no, they're all so different actually.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah.
If you ask my husband, they'd be like, they all look the same color.
Well, if you really want it to be different, like if let's say Joe, I mean this is just being different, right? You have the blue, you have the Etoupe. You might want to go with gold because gold really is very different. It's almost it's brighter, it's more caramel-like, whereas the Etoupe and Etoupe, I mean they're I mean of course in our eyes it's different, but they are quite similar in that tone, right? In that tone, it's more that neutral tone. Whereas the gold, it's considered neutral, but actually it's not very neutral. It's actually a very rich, brighter caramel toffee color. So if you just wanted one to be different, then of course the gold. But in my eyes, they look different, like Etoupe and Etoupe. Because I have the gold, and it's definitely like a brown bag, like a brown bag kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree with Kat. It's just a good compliment, and because it's a smaller color, smaller bag, I think like a more pop color also looks nice.
Yeah, your heart set on gold. I mean, they're different. I think both are beautiful, but I think your Eton, right? That's how you pronounce Eton, is a little bit more wearable. Because
yes,
the undertone is it's got more undertone. It's got a bit of gray. It's got a bit of green, a bit of brown inside. Whereas gold is very warm. So gold it's one of those summer colors. It's got yellow, it's got orange, it's got brown in it. So if you were to wear something like a red dress, actually it kind of clashes with the gold. That's how I feel. Like when I wear my gold Birkin, I do find that my clothing has to be a bit more warmish. Like it has to be like autumn, more bright.
Yeah, I see why Joe is getting that she's now wondering about Etoupe, because I actually always loved Etoupe, and Etoupe would have been like the perfect Birkin 25 for me. But after I got those gold shoes, it's true, it's so hard to match with my outfits because everything else I own goes better with shades of gray or shades of red or black, obviously, or white. But gold is like, unless it was monochrome, then gold, or it has to have at least, like Kat said, more warmer outfits, which I don't wear anything too warm. I don't wear beige too much, and I'm always like in red, in black, in denim, or white. So I know what you mean. But then the gold from Hermes is so beautiful, though. Like, how do you deny that too? It's like that beautiful caramel tan color.
Yep. It's a nice addition to the collection for sure. Like you've already got a blue, which is quite cool tone. Then you have your Etoupe, which is, warmish, but it's still leaning on the gray cool side. So the gold would be a good complement because it's actually quite opposite. It's that bright, rich, it's a very yummy color. So it's nice. It's a beautiful color. I mean, even if you get the Eton, I think it's gorgeous. Gold on gold is also another like, wow.
At the end of the day, you might not just have one. So
You might just get both, Joe.
I agree. I was thinking I don't wear a lot of like tan color stuff, if at all, but I did get those shoes. So I was thinking if I get like a gold color bag, it might be my it might be like actually I don't know. I'm just making things
Mini
up at this
Lindy,
point.
mini
I always
Lindy.
change my mind. Like I was thinking, oh, maybe I can get my Picotin in gold, or maybe I can get an Evelyn in gold, like or even a Lindy in gold, like something more sort of casual.
Yep.
Right?
Actually, that's a really good way of testing the color to get the shoes first. That's actually
Right,
really
yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
I had no choice because they just had that color. And then I fell in love with the style. I just bought it anyway. But I actually really like the shoes. They are very, very, very comfortable. Okay, I'm just trying to go through the questions, but I think there's a lot of chatting. So I'm just really scrolling. Okay, see MK. Amy is definitely a Kelly girl, but she might not know it yet. Kat is more of a Birkin girl. As it fits her relaxed sporty style. Really? Oh, but
I think Amy is gonna be a Kelly girl. I just have this feeling.
Yeah,
also.
I think Amy's a Kelly girl. Look
Oh
at
my
her
God.
bag collection. She has 3 Coco handles, plus she had that LV like top. I feel
And you have
Amy's
your
also a
Coco,
Kelly
and you have
girl
your,
for sure.
Chanel.
She's
Chanel
she's
trendy.
probably like a K25 girl.
But I also thought that I have so many of those top handle with a strap bag that I should get a Birkin, because that would be like a totally different bag from every other bag that I have.
You just
No,
need 2. We just
They're
need
never
2.
the same. Coming from the girl that has 3 Coco handles.
I know.
So
2 now. I sold one.
it's different. It's different. My husband would say they're the same, but they're different. Yeah. But I agree, it's nice to have a compliment for Birkin 25. But you actually, yeah, I think you'll end up being a Kelly girl despite
Really?
it all. Yeah.
So if I look at you, Clara, like your collection, although your collection is so varied, did you like what could have given what sort of hints could have told that you were a Kelly girl too?
The fact that I like a top handle and a strap. At the end
So
of the
you
day,
like
you
the Coco handle
gravitate
too?
towards what's most comfortable. It's like my clothes. I have a lot of nice clothes, but I always gravitate to the ones that are most comfortable, which is sad because the nice ones just like hang in the closet. But yeah.
I do love a good top handle, right? The bag that I don't wear a lot, which is my Celine trapeze, but it is one of my favorite bag when I carry it, because that top handle is so generous.
Yes,
and then occasionally I would put on the strap when I need to be hands-free. It is one of my favorite because of that reason.
yes, and
why
your
I'm never selling
aesthetic
that one.
is more feminine, and I think the Kelly is a more feminine bag. Like, you know, I think about your dresses
Right.
that you wear. Not that a Birkin wouldn't go with it, but the Birkin is a more, like MK said, it's more of a sporty style. And the Kelly is more of a feminine style. So yeah, I definitely the Birkin would look better with, like, in leggings and shorts, and the Kelly would look better like dressed up. Yeah.
And and another thing I think why I prefer the Birkin is the access. It's just I'm carrying it. Yes, it's inconvenient to carry, but after a while I kind of get used to it. I'll just shove it into my wrist and it will be hanging here. I'm like, whatever. But because it's opened, I can just grab my things very easily. So I personally like that. The Kelly bugs me sometimes because I'm like, oh my God, I gotta close it. It's okay, if maybe the size is not so big. So I had that problem with my 32, which it was just like, okay, I'm definitely not a bigger Kelly bag girl, but my maximum size maybe is a 28. Maybe I don't think I'll go anything bigger than 28.
Yeah, mind you, I've only used this once, right? So after a while, if I get harassed a lot for like taking too much time to open and close my bag a lot in Hong Kong, because people are like, to like, oh, hurry up, carrying a Kelly bag, cannot even open it, then cannot close it. Hurry up. So yeah, so it's hard to say. Sorry.
Well,
It's just
thank you,
Hong
MK.
Kong.
I think
Just
I
no
can be
patience
sporty
here.
too, because the reason is because we have 4 seasons here. And I'm not going to be wearing my dresses in the winter or the fall. It's too cold. So, which is why I dress so much more casual and like, you know, I'm always in denim and like in a really oversized coat. So that's also why I picture myself with the Birkin also a lot, which is why I wanted the Birkin first. Plus all the other style of bags that I have that are very similar to the Kelly already. I figured I should get the Birkin first. But anyway, I'll get both. Okay. Amy, do you think you will have the willpower to reject a first Birkin offer in your size but different color like grays or gold?
She'll take it. Maybe not gold, lah. You might not take gold, but you might take any of the grays, right?
Yeah, I think
but I did ask
gray
for
is good.
gold.
Oh, you did ask for gold? Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Well,
Forgot.
as in I did give that as one of the choices. I gave my essay. I initially gave 5 colors and I chose, and then I decided to revise to 4. Well, black, obviously. And then, of course, I mentioned gray. I mentioned a darker gray, such as étain. And then I mentioned a lighter gray, such as gris perle. But then I decided to remove gris perle for now, just because it's my first one. I wanted to be more of a, like, I wanted the Birkin to be more of a, like you said, sportier, everyday, just reach in and out. Don't have to, like, fuss about being too precious about it. And then because gold, the fact that Hermes makes such beautiful caramel color, even though it's not a color that I wear a lot, but I just love that shade from Hermes so much that I gave that as a choice too. Yeah. So will I reject it? Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think. I think I will probably ask a lot of questions. Like I'll probably be like telling my essay that it's not exactly what I had envisioned. Let's say he did offer me something, but it was not étain or gold or black. Then I'd be like, that I'll be telling him that it's not exactly what I had envisioned, and that if I did not accept it, does he think that I will have to wait a lot longer, or does he think that I will have a chance to like, or does he think that he will maybe have something else in the near future? Like I probably would try to chat and ask those kind of questions just to see how he feels. I don't know. I just feel like you have to be honest. And at the end of the day, I might still fall in love with the color, right? That's the thing about Hermes. I feel like everyone has that feedback that you just end up falling in love with the colors. And maybe it's not even the color. Maybe it could be the leather, right?
I think if your essay offers you a neutral color, then it will be a harder decision, right? Because you'll have to like sort of think it out. But if they give you like a green,
yeah,
way off, it will be just like, okay, sorry, no.
Yeah.
Right. But I think it will be the challenge if it's sort of like a close but not close enough.
Yeah, it's like what happened to me. I was like, what's this beige doing for? But I think they make enough like black, gray, and gold that you know you're gonna get it one way or another. Like based on that last financial report, it's the bag they offer the most of. So
yeah, exactly. I think I would do exactly what Kat said. It would be if it's really way off, like if it's a green or if it's a yellow, like something, or orange, something that I did not even ask for, then I would just politely decline. But if it's really, really close, like a very close to Etoupe, or I mean, very close to étain, then I'd be like, I would have to see if it's a warm shade or a cool shade, whatever. And hard question, huh? I'll let you know if that happens to me. Oh, that's That's a good question. I think it's a no. Clara, when you go into your store, do you purchase every single time?
I usually have something in mind before I go in. And she'll confirm she has it. So most of the time that I've gone in, I have purchased something. And because I'm only going in once every month, I have purchased something almost every
true,
time.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, I like to plan ahead of what I want. And once stock comes in, she'll text me. So I tend to buy something every time I go in. Yeah, unlike Chanel, I used to go in there weekly, but I didn't always buy something. But I went quite a bit, to Chanel, so that, I was generally able to get a lot of things that I wanted from Chanel. Yeah.
Kat, do you have a different answer?
Oh, I think I would say almost every time. And the time that I don't buy is because it didn't fit me, or I was not sort of like I needed time to think about it. Usually I buy every time. So it's the same as Clara, because I know what I want. Like I bought my shoe. I said, okay, I'm going to come in and buy shoes. So I buy the shoes. But I think there was a couple of times I went in and I didn't buy because they didn't have it. Didn't have, no size, not comfortable. I tried, but I also am wary that that we should consider. I mean, if you're going in there for a purpose, make it count, because I guess with Hermes in Singapore, you have to make an appointment. I think you can do walk-ins, like you can line up and just wait in line. Then maybe that's a different scenario. But if you make an appointment, you actually lock the time of your essay. So don't just go there and browse and just have fun, because they're also working and they're working on commission and all. So have a purpose if you go in. It doesn't mean that you have to buy, but if you're there to buy, make sure you buy. That's how I think of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. So similar question from Kobe Girl. When you visit, is it okay not to buy anything, or is it expected that you must purchase at least one item? I totally agree with what Kat just said. I feel like before I started to be serious, I would just, but that was also pre-pandemic, I would just walk into Hermes and browse, and I would walk out with nothing because I didn't see anything. And I also didn't have a dedicated essay. It would just be anybody on the floor, right? Whereas now, because I'm going, every time I go in, I have to make an appointment. Also because of pandemic, you have to make an appointment. But because I am making that appointment, you're making a point to visit. So why would you visit if you had nothing in mind to buy anyway? You must have something you wanted to look at in order to visit. Don't just visit because you want to say hi to your essay. Like, you can just text him and say hi. Like, so I feel like you're not really obligated to buy anything if you really just didn't find anything. But chances are, if you're going to start doing this thing where you're building that relationship, chances are you already have something in mind. So chances are you're going to end up buying something every time you go. And the
I guess
odd
it's
times,
yeah. Sorry. No, I think it's different if your essay texts you and says that, hey, come in, there's a new collection. Yeah, XXX. Then it's a different scenario where you're actually invited to go. Then you're like, nothing's good. But if it's the other way around, where you say, actually, I want to come and see this, and you go in and it actually fits you, it's good, and you say, nah, maybe I'll think about it, I think you deserve to be slapped. I'm sorry, because you are actually wasting your essay's time, because they have many other customers. But if you go in and you try it and it doesn't work out for you, I think it's understandable that you don't buy it, because you think based on pictures, based on what your friend says, everyone has a different body shape, different feeling, your outfit, then it just doesn't go. But if it goes, you're happy with it, but you walk out without it. I just don't think that's right, personally.
Yeah, I don't think you should feel pressured to buy anything you don't want to buy. Like, don't go in, but of course, don't. I don't know what's the right word. Like, don't do it so often. I don't know if you've ever tried selling anything on eBay or Carousel. Like, I get people that ask me so many questions and they keep asking and then they don't want to buy in the end. Like, I don't know about the essay. I mean, they're in the service for that, but definitely I would feel a bit annoyed. And, if you want this to be a very good, fruitful relationship, have some consideration for them, because they also have to put in work to go get what you want. It's not even Chanel. Like, I hear stories in the back on how difficult it is sometimes to get even like earrings. Okay, like they even fight over earrings. So they're already like under high stress and high pressure, and I mean, it comes with the job, right? But you don't want to annoy them so much that they just prefer to see someone else over you. So if they have something nice, they're like, oh, I'd rather give it to Amy because like she's really nice. But if the same people ask, so I think just be considerate of their time. But if it doesn't work out, don't feel like you're forced to buy something, because that happens to me too. Like sometimes I thought I wanted something and I tried on and I'm like, oh, actually it doesn't look so great on me. So that's also okay. Yeah.
Okay, good tips. From Nadine again. My first bag was a Birkin 30 black palladium. I want a second bag with gold hardware. Should I tell my essay I will buy a gold CDC bracelet when I get the bag as an incentive for offer?
That's bribe. That's bribery. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let me share, because I actually had this mentality when I first, and this was my mistake. Okay, so if you haven't seen the first reveal that I did also on Amy's channel from a previous live last November, December, go and watch that, because this was my mistake. Okay, when I first walked into Hermes, I was uneducated. I don't know. So, I understood there was a game to be played, and I thought, I just want the bag. I don't really care for anything else. It's like a very different state of mind, because I didn't know much about the brand. Okay, I was just uneducated, whatever it is. Okay, so the first day I went in, I bought the CDC bracelet, and I asked for the bag straight away. And you know what the answer was? No. And maybe some countries will do it, but the explanation is that they don't want you like just as a one-off customer. They want you to be someone who is a regular customer, appreciate the brand. And, they also have to be wary of resellers, right? Because a lot of these bags are being sold on the market at, at least double or if not triple of the value. And they're trying to avoid resellers from just going in, getting the bag and reselling on the market. So they really want to get to know you. And then as a clientele, they want you to be like a regular and consistent customer to kind of appreciate everything else, which I've come to be now after like, this 6 months to 1 year. But, I'm telling you now, like, take your time, be patient. Good things come when you're patient. It's like when you diet, you could go like 3 weeks no food and then you lose 10 pounds and then boom, your weight comes back. Whereas you're doing slowly and consistently, then you can maintain your weight, over time. So I think they really want, the slow and steady customer instead of this just kind of, in and out and that's it, because they're a business, and like any other business, they want to create a clientele that is sticky, long-term, and creates consistent, revenue for them in business terms. So this is kind of like the type of clientele that they will want, not someone who just comes in, bam, and then gone, or, they're also wary of resellers.
Yeah. Good answer. I think, buying the CDC okay, what you're saying is, should I tell my SA I will buy the CDC bracelet when I get the bag? I don't know how it works where you are, but I think they would rather see you buy it first. That's my personal take, because there's no guarantee that you will buy it. That's one thought, right? Because I don't think they also, and I think it's a little bit hustling. Like you're hustling your essay, and I'm not sure if he or she would appreciate it. It would be like, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah, try to think about it. They have 5 customers. One that just comes in, buys the bracelet, is super appreciative, wants a bag, versus the other is like, well, if you want, I might consider it. If, like I might buy it, who would you give the bag to? Who would you, just be considerate and think about it. You're not the only person shopping there. They have hundreds of clients, and they're also going to be clients that, are just going to buy the bracelet because they love the bracelet. They're super appreciative. And, if you have kids, it's kind of like the demanding kid versus the very appreciative kid. Who are you going to?
That's a good example.
Who are you going to, like, if who are you going to be a bit more considerate to? So, they're people too. So just, be nice. It's not an easy job. They deal with a lot of people that just come off the street, and, they're not highly paid. I mean, it's part of the job, but like, just be appreciative. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. Yeah.
Yeah, such good advice. So true. I feel like every essay I have, especially if I feel like they reciprocate the same kindness, even if they just help me with a pair of earrings, I'm like so grateful, and I'm so like, I let them know how much I appreciate them, even if it's just for something so little and so small. Even for the scarf that my essay pointed out and I ended up buying, and I wore it, I wore it a couple times now, but after the first time I wore it, I was so excited. I took a picture and I showed him. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for your recommendation, because I love this scarf so much. And he appreciated that message. So it's just little gestures like this. And Maria said it really good too. The other consideration with Hermes is whether they see you as a good brand ambassador. Sometimes the spend is less if they see you as a true lover of the brand, not after a trophy.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah, I totally agree with
so
that.
I think I wanted to add one more thing about Nadine's point. And I think I'm speaking from how my relationship is with my essay, because I mean, we're not friends, but and then we don't share all personal things. So it could be that you could tell your essay as such, maybe you have a very different relationship with your essay, that you have such a straightforward relationship, like, give me the bag and I'll buy the thing. Maybe for you in your situation, this strategy could work. But I'm coming from my perspective. I honestly think for my side, no bracelet, no talk. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like if that was the strategy, I would need to show that I'm actually serious. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just thought of something. It's like, okay, my husband never really buys me anything luxury. He has once like these earrings. If he said to me, "Oh, I'm going to buy these earrings for you for our, like, I got this for our 10th anniversary," and then he just didn't, I'd be
pissed off.
I mean, they're not my husband, but it's kind of, it's like an expensive item, right? So like, just be considerate. I mean, they're not your husband or anything, but like, yeah, just be considerate. Yeah.
I saw another comment, not this one, about asking about the Calvi duo. Clara just did a really, really good review and comparison video on her channel. So definitely check. It's like your most recent video, isn't it?
On the, you
Hobby
mean
Duo?
the card holder?
Yeah, the duo.
The duo, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so check Clara's video out. She did a really, really good comparison, and she even put a bunch of cards, coins, and showed you how thick it looks like. So definitely check out that video. But actually, do you wait, I think in your video, what did you say? Did you prefer the duo or did you just prefer the regular?
I like them both. It depends on whether you need to carry coins.
Right.
And for the thinness of the profile, I prefer them separate. But if I only had to carry one, I'd do the duo. But yeah, it depends on what you need to use it for. It's kind of like bags. If you can't decide on the size, try to think about how, how much you want to carry.
Yeah.
It depends what you want to use it for.
Yeah, so check out Clara's video. It's really, really good. Okay, from Jen. My Etoupe bag doesn't look like it has green undertone. It might be the lighting, or is it because mine is rose gold hardware?
Oh, rose gold hardware is so beautiful. So
you know what? It could be like any leather from Chanel as well. Some caramel colors. They all look different. The only one that probably looks consistent is the black. But even white looks different. So maybe your E10 doesn't have so much green.
Yeah,
Also, I
it could
noticed
be the batch, It's just,
I think
I can see green.
With green with yours. But when I was checking out the leather tabs that they had, the same color, even if it's black, the same color in a different leather, like it, like say Epsom versus Togo versus Clémence versus another, even black looks different on all of them. So is that why? I wonder. Or like Chanel.
Caviar, lambskin.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is just a comment. My essay has it all on her work iPhone. It looks like an app. She puts my name and spend display on the top. Possibly. I think my essay has an iPad. As in, like, he has a phone, but like he has an iPad that probably shows the same information as well. It's probably the internal app. Let's see. I think Joyce, if you walk into the store and to essay, I'm thinking of starting a bag journey. Do they call it a bag journey, or do they understand what you mean? Or do you sound like a crazy person?
I think they understand. I think the terminology is
oh, so you would actually say that if you went in?
No, I won't say bag journey. I'm like, how do I get a bag? I don't think they would. I won't use it in those
I don't specifically say I'm starting a bag journey. I just say I want a bag. You can call it whatever you want, but ultimately at the end game is that you want to get a bag. But I think that through different times you will buy different things, and to me it's a bit of a journey. It's kind of like my Chanel history. You can call it journey, you can call it an experience, call it whatever you want, right? It doesn't say stagnant. What I bought when I started buying Chanel when I was around 30. I'm like almost 50 now. So along the way, I bought different things. My taste changed. My bag colors changed. The type of bag I wanted changed. The type of things I bought changed. Like, I never bought jackets at the beginning of, my experience or my history. Call it whatever you want. So, it's like life. It changes, right? So you can call it whatever you want. You can call it history, experience, a journey. To me, it is a journey because, it's a part of growing up. Things I know now, I didn't know when I was 25. So even my purchase history, was a bit of a journey, whatever brand it was. So I see it as a a journey for myself because, you know, over the past, you know, 20 years, you know, a lot has changed, and, you know, my experience and, you know, what my needs or wants have changed over time. And just because, you know, I bought a Kelly today doesn't mean like I'll like a Kelly when I'm 60, right? I might just be like, can't deal with it. I'll just use my Longchamp, right? That might happen. You never know. So
not sure if they call it a journey. Depends. I just, nobody goes out, I'm going to start my Birkin journey. I don't think you'd go and do that anyway. Yeah. You just ask, how do you get a bag?
Yeah, straightforward, right? Just say that you're looking to
be
buy
direct
a special
to say,
bag.
"I want a bag."
How do you ask people? Usually you go in like, how do I, you know, I would like a bag. I would like to get a Birkin. Can you tell me how to go about it? I think that's like a normal person asking a question. How do I do it? What's the process like? I don't think regular people will go and say the word journey. It's just an expression. It's just an expression that we are using to describe what we are doing. The process, to describe the process, right? And
we call it,
just give it a name called journey. But, you know, whatever. What do you want to call it? Whatever. But I think when you go to the store, you will say, how do I get a bag? I think that's how people ask questions. How do I get a bag? What do I need to do? I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, it's 20 years for me. So to me, it's a journey.
Oh man, my bag journey. It's a long one too.
Yeah, you can call it a history or you can call it an experience, but to me, it's a journey. It's been 20 years. You know, it's not like I just did this over 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the question was more like, if you said that to the essay, would it sound like you're a crazy person? I feel like when I read it, I know what she meant, because I wouldn't just go in and say, oh, I want to start my journey. I would actually just either ask a question like, oh, I am interested in, you know, say a Birkin or a Kelly, and was wondering how it works. Like,
yeah, just use whatever language the essay understands you. And in different countries and different languages, they all use different words depending on the culture, and, you know, just use whatever is the usual term. Because, you know, I might speak to my essay in Cantonese and they use a different term for, you know, whatever experience or whatever it is. Yeah.
But I do think they understand the word bag journey. It's just that it's not a natural way of asking a question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think if you say, I want to start my Birkin journey, I think they will definitely understand and they wouldn't say you're crazy. But it just doesn't sound natural to ask in that way.
So yeah, just be polite.
It's two different things. I just feel
All right. So from Janine, what should I do if I don't live near a boutique? I have my wish list is the Kelly 25 Etoupe. The essay told me I don't have to spend anything. I will definitely get the bag in 1 to a year and a half. I think it really depends on your store. Every store is so different. Like, I don't know if you could do that everywhere, basically.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question because we have at least 4 or 5 in Hong Kong. I think it helps if you're at the store because, you know, like you remember people by seeing them physically versus by electronically. The impression is you know, bigger, but like I don't have an answer for that because I don't experience that.
But also the way I see it is, if your essay actually said that to you, then isn't that great? Because the fact that you don't have a boutique near you means that you can't spend or shop, let's not say spend, shop in person as often as you would like, right? So the only times you would go is a special road trip to that place, or I don't know, by plane, however far it is. So I feel like if the essay told you that don't worry about it, even if you can't come often, you'll still get your bag eventually. I think that's a great thing, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time is what you need.
Yeah. And actually, in some countries, such as Canada,
Yeah.
you have to wait that long for any subsequent bag anyway. So, and you have to spend. So, yeah, it's great.
Wow. It's raining in Singapore. I don't know if you can hear that. Kaboom.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Can't hear. Okay, we have about 12 minutes left, so I think we still have a few more questions. Amy, have you had any caramel or tan bags? The reason I opted for tan over gold is because I found myself not using my bags that are warm undertone. Jen, no, I don't have any tan colored bags. Not right now anyway. And I kind of touched on that earlier. I bought those shoes because they were so comfortable and so beautiful when I put my feet in. And I was trying to style them just even today earlier because I bought some new clothes. I think I'll do a video on like a new haul video. And the only way right now for me to style those shoes is if I wore shorts, basically to have the shoe blend into the rest of my leg so that it doesn't look so jarring if I was wearing actual pants that were not like nothing in warm color. Actually, fun fact, the day that I bought those shoes, my only other thing that I was wearing, that's the only thing that I own that is a tan color, is my giant winter jacket. I have this giant winter jacket that is in tan color. That's the only thing that I own in tan color. And I happened to be trying the shoes on that day. That was the only time I wore that coat that day. And so it matched so well, I had to buy the shoes. Hopefully, it's just the beginning of more tan color items. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the tan color that, the gold color that Hermes makes is just so, so good. What is that a comment? I think, oh my God, cannot get off this chat. So it's gold neutral, hearing the comment.
I think it's considered one of the neutral tones, right? Popular neutral tones, but it's actually leaning more warm, and it's not a color that it's easy to match, but at the same time not easy to match. So it really depends. Yeah, it's one of those things, when I carry my Birkin, my B30 in the gold, it's easy but not easy at the same, because it does clash, therefore it stands out because it's so bright and rich. So if you want to be if you want the bag to really blend in with what you're wearing, it's sort of like what Amy said. You got to wear that coat, which is gold, and then it just, comes together. But otherwise, if you wear, let's say if I was wearing this and I carry the bag, it does clash, but it's still okay because it's supposed to stand out, right? It's your bag. But it's nice. It's still a nice color.
Yeah, just more feedback about the caramel color, which is the gold color. I think it's harder to match for us Asians just because of our skin tones. But if you are, I feel like if you had like a more olive skin tone, or even if you just had like brown or blonde hair, it's so easy to wear those colors, to wear those warmer colors. It doesn't mean that we can't. It's just a little more challenging, and also just because I don't tend to buy those colors. That is an interesting question, but I don't think anyone will have an answer for this, or unless you girls do. But I don't have an average. I think every time I buy, it just depends how much the item costs. There's no average, really.
Yeah, no average. I think this is very different for everyone. Depends on your own budget and depends on how you do your own budgeting. everybody's lifestyle and discretionary spending is different. So I think it's really dependent on your own budget.
From Shanna, Amy, Clara, are the flat shoes from Hermes comfortable? I find them comfortable because I find that for me, I have a pretty hard time finding, well, shoes in general, but especially for flat shoes, if even around the edges, if it kind of scratches your skin, or for me, I don't like wearing socks if I don't have to. Then I like shoes where I can just slip in and just go. So for me, Hermes loafers especially, they're just the perfect fall, spring, and summer shoes because I don't need to wear socks. I slip in them, I can just go. But by flatness, they are flat, by the way. They don't have the same sort of, they don't have like an orthotic arch inside. So it's not a shoe that I would walk kilometers in. Like I can go shopping in them, but I won't necessarily go on a walk with them. Say like a 45-minute walk type of thing, like a exercise walk. But it's a shoe that I can just go around town with and I feel fine in them. So yeah, maybe Clara can add.
Yeah, the moccasins were very comfortable for me, so I will wear them to work. I walk on concrete and also on sidewalks, and sometimes I'm running around because the city is opening up, so I have no problems just wearing them for full days of work, running all over town, so they don't bother me at all. Not all Hermes shoes are comfortable, but the ones that I purchased, and I'm assuming the ones that Amy also got, were very comfortable.
Clara, you're so young. You look so young.
Everybody looks younger these days. Makeup. I tell
No,
you,
it's true.
makeup does wonders. I try not to laugh too hard because I got these. So
Nah.
Oh, you gotta
gives it away.
You gotta like smile like that.
Or I just gotta laugh like this.
It doesn't go to the eyes. It's like.
But those would be really deep wrinkles though, because I have a lot of micro, like very dehydrated lines, because I have dry skin, and you don't see that on camera because it is very fine. But eventually, when they get deeper, then you'll start seeing them, right? The deeper wrinkles.
Do the Kim Kardashian kind of smile.
Yeah, nothing moves.
Nothing moves.
Yeah, just be positive, cool, happy. Don't get too stressed, especially with Hermes. So keep you young. People that I know that can maintain a positive and happy mood tend to look younger.
True.
Yeah.
No frown. Okay, what's this? Nika.
From Nika, I think about the journey. She actually meant, how do I get a Birkin? Would sound too bold or straightforward. I would be scared to ask about the bag right away, to be honest. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a scary thing. Like you want to work with an essay. You want to tell what your intentions are. Obvious, like it's pretty obvious, I think, for most people's intention is to buy the bag eventually. But how to make that point across is, yeah, basically how you gel with your essay.
Yeah, I think you eventually have to tell them, because there are a lot of people who just go to Hermes, just to shop other items, not necessarily for their bags. So if you don't tell them, they might just not know. When I first started buying Hermes, I was buying so many, like, I think I have like 10 scarves that, can equally, go towards present. But at the time I didn't want a bag and I didn't get offered either. So yeah, I think you just have to ask nicely.
True. How about gold color Oran sandals? Quite hard to match as well. Actually, Kat has them.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, gold seems to go. Like I have my gold pair, and I just wear them all the time, like really all the time. In fact, the gold shoes seem to match me better than the black. I think on feet, the gold orans sort of in a way blend into my feet a little bit better. They do stand out, but it's not so much. With the black orans, because they are black against my, yellowish skin tone, they do stand out. They're like actually quite harsh. So you just got to try them. I think with shoes and bags are slightly different. You need to see with your outfits.
I think they go with denim the best, that gold color.
The shoes,
blue
right?
denim. Yeah.
Yeah, they really go with denim. So I'm always wearing my denim shorts, and somehow I just feel like, wow, those orans are so good, and they're gold color.
But to add to this, like I was saying earlier, I felt like for me, because mine are loafers, even though they're gold, the best way for me to style them at the moment, especially because we're heading into warmer weather, is just with bare legs.
Bare legs.
It just melt. Yeah, it just becomes like one color, like your leg color, and then your shoe, like your feet area is also kind of the same color. Whereas if I was wearing an actual outfit and then my shoes were that color, then you can see the contrast right away. There's nothing to blend in unless I was also wearing something else that was gold color on top, such as my big coat. So I feel like in the case of sandals, because you're usually like when you're in a sandal, you're not wearing socks, and you're usually in a shorter version of your bottoms, whether shorts or skirts, it actually works better and actually easier too. Yeah, it's not as jarring as wearing just like black sandals and then you see your skin is like a different color.
Yeah, 2 colors.
Yeah. Elongates your legs more that way. Yeah, so we're actually at we're like 4 minutes away from our 2-hour mark, and I'm already at my last question. I think the rest are just comments. I think so. I don't think I skipped anything. Let me just go back.
Okay, we should see your bag one more time, Clara.
Yeah, show us.
Nale! This is the first time that this is the first time you unboxed it. Did you unbox your Birkin with us as well? I can't recall now.
I think it was a reveal. I don't think it was an unboxing at the time. Yeah.
But you're seeing it first on the Luxury Live show, not even on Clara's channel. Gorgeous.
So Clara, do you think you're gonna wear your Birkin or do you think you're gonna mostly wear your Kelly more now since you are a Kelly girl?
Yeah, I think so, because with the Birkin 25, I have to be very strategic because I need to make sure that wherever I'm going, I can afford to lose an arm. So, and yeah. So if it's a weekend and I know I'm running a lot of chores, I can't use that Birkin. If I'm going in the car to the mall, then maybe I can. If I'm doing groceries, maybe not.
Okay,
yeah, so it's a very specific bag. Yeah.
Which bag does hubby prefer? The Birkin or the Kelly? Is he there? Hubby?
Neither. He prefers that I uses the Hello Kitty bag. I have a bunch of Hello Kitty canvas bags. He likes it when I use those. He recently scolded me because I have like the orange charm. I put it on one of his dolls and he's like, no, bad influence. Don't put your Hermes stuff on the Sanrio Hello Kitty Pochaco stuff. So not into it. He's happy as long as I'm happy. So yeah, he's just not into it at all. And he likes it when I use the Hello Kitty bags. So yeah.
Are you gonna put a twilly on it?
Yes, so I'm waiting for the SA to find me a Twilly. She said the current Twilly stock is not very good, so she said that she'll let me know. And I also plan on getting a wider strap so that I can use this as a crossbody. And I just generally like wider straps, so I'll still use this strap, but I love wide straps because I just, like I said, I want my things to be used. So with a wider strap, I think I can get more use out of it for a more casual vibe. Yeah.
Awesome.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
There are like so many ladies on this chat, like, oh, we want it. Like,
Yeah, and I'm never gonna like.
Since you're
do
such
this
a
up.
big Chanel lover and you have quite a nice Chanel collection, even like bag wise, clothes wise. But let's talk about bags. Do you feel like you're still more Chanel girl bag wise, or are you getting more and more into Hermes? Like, are you gonna become more of an Hermes bag?
oh, good question. Has Hermes taken you away?
No. The two are very different. Chanel is more fashionable and trendy. Hermes to me is a piece of art, so it's very different. I think I can use my Chanel more casually, and this is probably more special occasion, although I do try to use this more casually. But just the aesthetic, like, I would not take this to like the supermarket that often, right? You could, right? Like maybe when I have 20, which will never happen. But I think the aesthetic and the vibe is very different. How I look at Hermes is very different. Chanel is a fashion brand. If I want to look very cool, very casual, it's very good for that. Hermes, I see it more like a collectible piece of art because the quality, gosh, the quality of this is just perfection. And one of the reasons why I transitioned to Hermes was not only, the aesthetic, it's a little different, is because I was kind of tired of Chanel quality issues. Like I had 3 quality issues in 1 year. I bought 4 bags that year and they all had different issues. So I finally got fed up and I moved over. But it doesn't mean I'll stop using my Chanel bags, but because they totally give off a different vibe. It's definitely more fashionable. It's younger looking. It's more fresh. It gives a totally more cool vibe. This is more of an elegant vibe. You could make it cool, but it is a more elegant vibe. So yeah, so I think it's just a different brand, different look. And as women, we always like to have different looks. You're not going to get all the looks you want through one brand. So it's just a diversification. From a fashion brand point of view, I'll always be a Chanel girl. I have issues with their recent quality, but I am decluttering some of my stuff, but I'm not likely getting rid of most of my Chanel stuff because I don't think that aesthetic can be repeated with Hermes. And by the same token, Hermes will never have the same aesthetic as Chanel. So it's just having a diversified wardrobe. Yeah. But the quality is definitely up there. Yeah.
Okay, I think one last question before I let everyone go. If Chanel never had those issues, the quality issues, right? Would you have ever started your H journey?
No, and not because I don't dislike the brand, but I didn't really understand how beautiful the leathers and the qualities were before I got into it. It's like before I got into Chanel, I didn't really understand it, why you were paying the premium for it. But once you hold and touch and feel it, then you also, appreciate it more because like I said, I don't have a lot of friends that own Hermes bags. So it's much the same when I started getting into LV, getting into Chanel. If you don't have friends around you where you can feel and touch and experience it, you might not know. So it's like anything else in life. Like, there's certain foods you've never tried before, and then suddenly you try it and you're like, oh my gosh, I love it. So
True.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my kind of take on it. Yeah.
So thank goodness that Shana had some issues, and then you started discovering
Venturing out.
more.
Yeah, I was just fed up with the quality issues.
Yeah, you had.
Um,
I remember you had like you had this really nice backpack, and you were like, oh my god, there were so many issues. Remember, it was a backpack that you had, right, Clara?
Yeah, I have 2 backpacks, and both of them had particular issues. That wasn't specific to my bag. I also had other people on Instagram reach out to me, and I realized it wasn't just my bag. There were, at least 3 or 4 other people who had the exact same bag from the same season with the same issues. My essay was on mat leave, and the essay that I dealt with was just not very professional. So that made me very upset. And then I remember that Christmas, I went into Hermes just to try my luck, and I was offered the Lindy on the spot, no purchase history, no nothing. And then after experiencing that bag, how perfect it was, how much I loved it, that's how my appreciation for Hermes bags grew. So yeah, it was really from experiencing the Lindy.
Yeah, such great leather. But I agree what you said. The aesthetic is so different. It's elegant, but it's also very serious. Even the Lindy, as casual as it is, it's still a very serious bag. It's so womanly. It's so more matured. So if you asked me 10, 15 years ago, would I be in Hermes? Would I have started Hermes? I think aesthetically, it's not me that time, like now, but I'm transitioning to it and like I actually appreciate it. So it's also, they don't want to use the word journey, but really it's a bag journey. You have to try bags that suit your lifestyle when you're younger. And then you go into Hermes and it's a totally different aesthetic.
Yeah, I wear stuff like what I wore in my 30s, I wouldn't wear now. And then some things that I wouldn't wear in my 30s, I would wear now. So, hey, come on, like this is life. Life changes, circumstances changes, and women are allowed to change their mind, right?
Right.
Every day I change my mind.
Well, thank you so much, Clara, for coming on to our channel
Thank you
and
for
sharing
inviting me. This
all.
was fun.
Yeah, we love having you. We should have you more often. Just like some of the comments were saying, they wanted you to be here permanently.
I don't know if I can come every week. My husband will kill me.
Just whenever you're free, let us know, or whenever you feel like it. Just come on in. But thank you so much, and I also want to thank everyone for participating in this live. You guys are always so awesome.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kat and Amy. Everybody remember to like and to subscribe to Amy and Kat. Please support their channel. It's like such a commitment. My husband gets angry at me sometimes when I'm online for so long during lunch hour. So
oh no,
it's a huge commitment for them. So
well, I'm so sorry, husband.
Give them some praises.
Yeah. The same goes with Clara's channel. Make sure to subscribe to her too. And then you guys already know her. You guys chat with her all the time. So, and those of you who are wondering about her Calvi Duo review, it's like, I think it's one of her most recent videos. So check it out. Next week, we'll have a different topic. I don't know if we'll have who knows? I don't know if we'll have another reveal, probably not. But we'll have some sort of topic, and then it'll be on Kat's channel. So don't forget to come back, same time, same day next week. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys then.
Bye.
Okay, bye guys. Thank you so much.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.